Today I'd like to introduce you to my shed of doom. It's so terrifying I daren't even go in there myself. So armed with a torch and me pushing him in from behind, I sent Mark in to see what he could find. I have been collecting things for years and years and years for my house. We've been living here at Star Corner for 7 years and I have a vision of how I want my interiors to look, and what you see today is not how it's going to look in the long run after our mass DIY renovation. Every time I go out and about vintage hunting, if I find anything for my interiors, I'll put it in what's now called the Shed of Doom, but it hasn't always been the Shed of Doom. I used to keep it well collated and I knew where everything is, but I have the most untidy, messy husband on the planet and he has just wrecked it. I have no idea what's happened. I can't even get in there anymore. Many of you know, if you watch my vlogs, that I have a light hanging above my door. It was hanging down, that's now been fixed, but it's not the light that I want to end with. And this is what I've got. I love this vintage swan neck light. This is one of my first purchases and I just can't wait to get it up. Unfortunately, it's got the wrong bracket. So this has got a corner bracket and it would look lovely on the corner, but I want it outside my front door. So I've been looking and looking and looking for the proper bracket with no success. And I'm almost getting to the point where I think I might need to buy a different light just so I can get something like this above my door. I think it's going to look great. I'll give it one last push and see if I can find the bracket and get that up soon. Many of you know, if you watch my vlogs, that I have a light hanging above my door. It was hanging down, that's now been fixed, but it's not the light that I want to end with. And this is what I've got. I love this vintage swan neck light. This is one of my first purchases and I just can't wait to get it up. Unfortunately, it's got the wrong bracket. So this has got a corner bracket and it would look lovely on the corner, but I want it outside my front door. So I've been looking and looking and looking for the proper bracket with no success. And I'm almost getting to the point where I think I might need to buy a different light just so I can get something like this above my door. I think it's going to look great. I'll give it one last push and see if I can find the bracket and get that up soon. My vintage hunting takes me far and wide and I've done extensive vintage hunting in France. So let's head to France now and see what I picked up. These are some of my favourite things that I've found. This lamp is just beautiful. If Rowan can just come in. I absolutely love that. It's really heavy, really old. Obviously it will need rewiring, but that's fine. Mark or myself can do that. A good clean and that will look lovely. Now I haven't bought any shades, or I haven't bought many shades for any of my lights yet because I really don't want to do anything like that until we're at the point where I'm ready to finish a room and then I can put the nice finishing touches on. But that is lovely. Do you know, I think that cost me a couple of euros. I don't think that was very expensive. So a maximum of £5 I think for that one. These beautiful wall lights. I've got a pair of these and I have plans for these to go into my bedroom, either side of the bed, and to have the small clip-on lampshades. I'm really looking forward to the point where I can start buying lampshades, or maybe I'll make them. That could be another skill that I need to learn. So I'm just going to get some clip-on lampshades for those, either side of the bed. Again, if Rowan can just come in. They're so pretty. And I think they're going to look really nice. Now, either side of the bed, we're actually hoping to have big aged mirror glass. So those will sit on the mirror and that should cause a really lovely reflection. We also found these in France. I've got a pair of these, and this is a really good example of where not everything I buy is about the cost. It's not all thrifty finds and cheap. These were a French find. I've got a pair of these and my husband and I just fell in love with them. The dealer said that they are vintage designer, which they are. I can't remember the details. Obviously it needs rewiring, but these are really lovely. So these were a contender for our bedroom and potentially still are. I think I like how they fit in the side. They can fold as well. So you've got lots of flexibility with those. Pretty sure they cost about 120 euros for the pair. And we've had those for a good 6-7 years. So what do you think? Those ones or those ones for the bedroom? I like them both, and to be honest, both of them will get used somewhere in the house, but I'll just have to see nearer the time how I feel. I like them both. Carrying on with some of my more expensive purchases, this marble urn lamp is something that I bought at an antique fair. I believe it was at Newark Antique Fair. Now, from my time as an antique dealer who was actually going out to fairs, I saw these regularly and I really, really, really wanted one. And I love this one. Doesn't it look like it's a little creature with feet? It looks as though it's about to run along the table. So that's gone straight into the living room. I do use it. I couldn't put that into the shed of doom. I just wanted to use that and I love it. I love the texture, the colours and the character. Going back to more thrifty finds, you'll be really, really impressed with these ones. Every year in Norfolk we have something called a posh car boot. In fact, I say every year, there wasn't one this year, but you get all sorts of people selling all sorts of things, and it's for the church's trust, I think. So you get some people that wouldn't normally do car boots going, and the name posh car boot probably gives you an indication of some of the people that might be selling. But anyway, I found these two and I like them, and there's quite a trend at the moment to have a high gloss paint effect on candlesticks, and that's really, when I bought them, I do like that look and I really fancied painting them a lovely bright colour. So when I bought them I had that in mind, but I must say I quite like them as they are now. But these were £1 each. Can you believe that? That's just incredible. Really beautiful vintage turned wooden candlesticks. They will need rewiring and they'll need new fixtures, but even so, for £1 you can't go wrong. And at the same car boot, these were, I think I bought these a couple of years ago when we went, we just came back with a car boot full of car boot finds. It was just the best car booting experience I think I've ever had. And at the same one, I bought this lampshade. I can't remember how much that was. I think that was about £5. And at the time I was looking at this stall thinking it all looked really, really lovely. And when I got home I noticed that an interior designer from Sussex, I think, had actually been up in Norfolk for the weekend selling at the Posh Car Boot, and I recognised her work. And so this is a designer lampshade, which I'm really, really thrilled with. So moving on to the last thing, we're currently cladding our new kitchen and bedroom extension, and we're cladding it in corrugated metal. And my electrician was telling me that he needed to know the lights that were going outside, and that's when I realised that I actually had the lights already in my shed of doom. I think I bought these about 6 or 7 years ago when we first moved to Star Corner, and I loved them at the time and I still love them now. So these are going to go above the French doors on the extension, and I think they're going to look fab. But looking at this, I obviously like things with little feet. Again, this looks as though it's just going to run off across the extension, but that's a lovely vintage industrial type looking light shade, which I just think is going to look fab. So that was great fun for me, going shopping or vintage hunting in my own shed of doom. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you'd like to see more. There's so much more in there. we need to really have a good sort out, and I'm going to send Mark in again and see what he can find this week to show you next week. Let me know if you enjoyed that, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already following me, please remember to subscribe. Bye for now.